ketogenic diet, Atkins diet, DASH diet, Mediterranean diet, intermittent fasting, juicing, Pilates, ballet, running, jogging. Take one of the exercises, take one of the diets, and combine it together. If they don't work for you, then you can take Zepbound, Q-Celia, or Ozempic as Oprah Winfrey did. Um, welcome back to Chit Chat with Dorcas, the African in Ecuador. This is the final part of knowledge in the cost of weight loss. But before I go any further, I want to say welcome back to my new service, to returning subscribers. Thank you very much for coming to my channel, for subscribing, for clicking the notification button, and for liking this video. We've been talking about weight loss, principally the cost of weight loss, and in three pillars, which is knowledge, money, and time. And for the last 4 weeks, this is the 4th week, we have been talking about all the knowledge that you can acquire or you should acquire before you take on your weight loss journey. Today, we're going to see how to lose weight. So, your body needs to burn a set amount of calories to maintain its basic physiological functions, which is known as your basic metabolic rate. When you eat less than what you consume, then you have what we call a calorific deficit, which leads to weight loss. But first of all, weight loss should be considered as a health issue. It is not just about the physical, it is not about the numbers on the scale, it is about your overall health. And so, welcome to Lifestyle Medicine, where we use therapeutic modalities to treat chronic diseases such as cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity. So, what are the 6 pillars of health? The 6 pillars of health are nutrition, physical activity, avoidance of toxic or risky substances, restorative sleep, social connection, and last but not the least, stress management. Those are the pillars that we look at during your lifestyle approach to weight loss. And in combination to that, we have the 6 pillars of your well-being, which is your emotional well-being, your social well-being, your intellectual well-being, your spiritual well-being, your physical well-being, and your financial well-being. When we talk about your physical well-being, we're talking about your nutrition, which promotes healthy living or healthy eating, such as eating wholesome foods, eating more plant-based foods, avoiding toxic substances such as not smoking, reducing your alcohol consumption, putting more attention on the kind of substances that come into your food, pesticides, plastic containers, like I said in the other videos. We're talking about your physical activity, reversing a sedentary lifestyle by going daily for walks. A lot of doctors will recommend that you have an exposure to sunlight first thing in the morning, late in the evening, to boost your mood and your uptake of vitamin D. We're looking at restorative sleep, where your body can rest, which in turn helps your mental health. So those are the health pillars that fall under your physical well-being. Next, we're talking about your emotional well-being, which relates to stress management. Basically, you are going to seek for how to cope in the time of stress. When we talk about emotional well-being, we are not talking about the absence of stress. That is why the lifestyle medicine calls it stress management. How do you deal with stress in life? Because we will always have stress. So when you are faced with a difficult situation, do you have the ability to withdraw from the situation? Do you have the ability to handle the situation in a positive attitude? Do you take time to rest? For example, your restorative sleep. Do you have time to detach yourself emotionally from that stressor? So your ability to do that will now determine if you can actually have a restorative sleep, because not having a restorative sleep basically will cause you the following: your sleep interruption, which can cause decreased attention span during the day, it causes irritability, it decreases your ability to socialize with others, putting you moody, it can cause depression because you are not well rested, you've not really had a replenishment of your feel good hormones, which is normally what the brain does when you go to sleep. It causes a decreased amount of calorie that you burn during the day, which is sluggishness, and it causes increase in hunger and insulin resistance. And all those factors that I've just mentioned will affect your emotional well-being. Then we have your financial well-being. The financial well-being seeks to help you manage your financial struggles because research has shown that your inability to manage financial stress or struggles or diminished source of income, however you want to put it, actually affects how you relate to others. It affects your interpersonal relationship. It can give you high BP or high blood pressure, which will affect your physical health or your body. And so when we look at your emotional well-being under the lifestyle medicine, you are being taught how to make little changes such as learning how to make a budget, learning how to make little savings, learning how to be financially literate, ways to grow your money, whatever little savings you have. That way you have more income to look after your physical and mental health. Okay, the next well-being that we are looking to promote on the journey of weight loss is your social well-being. Now, in lifestyle medicine, we look at the social connection because we realize your social connection and relationships to a great degree affect your emotional health, your mental health. The happier you are, the more friends and social connections you make. It helps you to reinforce positive health habits. Have you heard the saying, birds of a feather flock together? I'll give you an example. When I was doing my psychiatric training before I graduated as a nurse, I remember the doctors would always ask the family of the psychiatric patient, especially those who were mentally ill because of drug or substance abuse, if they could find a new home to them. Because most of the people who have a high success rate at beating drug abuse, usually have to leave their immediate environment, start a new life where they can make new friends in a new place that will not influence them to go back to that lifestyle. It is the same thing also with weight loss. You cannot be on a weight loss journey all by yourself and be around people who don't really care about weight loss. At least you should have a support system, people who support you in your weight loss journey, who respect your weight loss choices that you make in your eating, your exercise. Get an exercise partner, get a diet partner that you can cook together, that can take you to, you can go together for cooking classes or can teach you healthy recipes on your weight loss journey. When you begin to make new friends, you begin to discover what it is that you are actually missing in your life. What is it that really that pushes you to overeat? Are you eating because a lot of your friends, most of your friends, that is how you spend the time? Another reason why your social connections matter to you is because you need people who have shared interests with you so that you can have a balanced social life. People who share the same interests for the same activities. And your social connection doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a large number of friends. When you take the time to promote your social well-being, you begin to find out that you are purposefully seeking to make out a meaningful connections with the people that you want to be in touch. So like I was saying earlier, if you are say a drug addict who is trying to make new friends, he or she is really needing to beat that habit, then you find out that he's more conscious of the kind of people that he comes into his life. That is what we call setting boundaries. Okay, so you now know who is coming into your life, who do you let into your life, why is this person or that person in my life, what do they contribute to my life physically, emotionally, because there are people that really drain the life out of us. I know we all have that one person that you just try to avoid at all costs because they are emotionally draining. So that is all I can say about your emotional well-being, and I hope it makes sense. The next pillar of well-being that we're going to be looking at is your intellectual well-being. Basically, your intellectual well-being helps you to develop your mind, to develop your skills, to develop the intellect. As human beings, we are blessed with a brain that is always able to learn something new. For example, what we're doing now, you know, we're learning new information every day. How do we apply this information? How do we learn how to improve our emotional well-being? How do we learn how to improve our physical well-being? For example, the topic that we're covering right now, a lot of people used to look at weight loss as just a physical issue. But the thing is, weight loss has a lot to do with almost every aspect, if not all aspects of our lives. In times past, being of a big body size or fat or large bodied or whatever term you want to put it was considered a symbol of wealth because it was assumed that you had enough to eat and so it showed on in your physical appearance. So when someone was malnourished, the person was skinny, the person was thin. But today we find out that weight gain is actually a form of malnourishment because if you look at it, we are concentrating on consuming a certain kinds of diet, we are living a certain kind of lifestyle that is really not beneficial to our health. For example, I learned now that we have something called the sedentary syndrome that basically if you're not taking up to 5,000 steps in today's world by medical terms, you are sick. It is said that you are considered to be sick because that is not a healthy lifestyle to follow. So your intellectual well-being helps you to gain knowledge and then improve yourself, improving your skills, improving the amount of information you have, becoming a better human being, and in turn contributing to society. What are you bringing? What is your skill set bringing to society? What is it that you want to learn? What are you looking forward to give back to society? Switch up your routine instead of sitting down just consuming the same information day in, day out, like some of us spend hours on social media. Listen to the news, listen to the radio, learn the lyrics of good music, do something that stimulates your brain, putting it in a position to learn and retain whatever it's learning, such as playing challenging games, such as reading books, playing puzzles, crosswords, something that stimulates your brain. This affects also your social well-being because a lot of times we do those things with friends, we do it with family, we do it with our kids, and in turn it makes us feel good, which will translate into us being relaxed, which is a form of also with managing our stress. And managing your stress will help you to sleep well, will help you to reduce your inflammation, will help you, and reducing inflammation will reduce your risk to degenerative diseases. And so another um, domino effect will take place. And finally, for a successful weight loss, we have to look at your spiritual well-being. And this has to do with your belief system. At the end of everything that is being said, your spiritual well-being affects you a very great deal, especially in today's world where we are so engrossed with what we see, what we hear, what we thought. We don't look at our inner selves to say, what exactly is my purpose on earth? What exactly is my mission for wanting to lose weight? How do you improve your spiritual well-being? For a lot of people, it's different. Most people, most therapists, most doctors will have prayer, meditation is different for others. Find what you believe in. Some people believe in a higher power. Some people believe in being connected to nature, respecting the universe, respecting some moral codes. And once you have found that for yourself, then you live by those codes. And I'll give you an example. For example, a lot of Christians, I practice Christianity, I'm a practicing Christian. A lot of Christians today, I find out, are very negligent about their physical health and their mental health. There is this video that was making the rounds on Instagram where people say, you don't need a flat tummy to go to heaven. No, we're not losing weight because we want to go to heaven with a flat tummy. No, we are losing weight because of the life that we have here on earth to live. Believing that you deserve a healthy body, believing in a higher purpose, believing that in a healthy body you can fulfill the purpose for which you are placed on this earth goes a very long way in you disciplining yourself, in you staying committed to losing weight, in you staying focused to losing weight. Because like I was talking about in your emotional well-being, there will always be stress. There will always be something that will go wrong. There will always, if it's not raining, then the sun is shining. Something will always come up. For me, what really helped me was something somebody said. You said something that resonated with me, which was if you're going somewhere and it starts raining, you've got two options. Either you run back home or you take shelter and wait for the rain to stop. But you are never going to stand right in the middle of the street and keep getting drenched under that rain. No, It's either you have your umbrella, then you use your umbrella and continue going to where you're going to, or you stand, you look for shelter, or you run back home. You will get wet one way or another, but how wet will you get depends on how willing you are to get out of the rain. That is a belief system. That made weight just my weight loss journey very, very clear to say I may not have all my ducks in a row, but one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to keep putting them in a row until I can have them all in a row. Okay, so that is the last and for me the most important aspect of your well-being. Spending time to feed your spirit, to feed your inner man. So why did I bring in the pillars of health and the pillars of well-being? If you can, what is the word I'm looking for? If you can manage these things, then you will realize that it is indeed a weight journey. Or if you can manage your well-being and your health, you will find out that weight loss is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You have to give it time, you have to inform yourself, and you have to be prepared financially. And so, having put that as your foundation to look at yourself as a whole, to approach weight loss in a holistic manner, I'm going to mention that the first one. So, having said everything that I've said as a background, let's see how to lose weight on the outside physically. I lost some of my footage, so let's take it again. Basically, after you've made up your mind, the next thing is to find your purpose. Why do you really want to do it? And then when you have found that purpose, the next plan will be to set out your goals. Broadly, it will be your action goals versus your outcome goals. And I'll give you an example to explain. My action goal is to buy more fruits instead of snacks like biscuits or candies. The outcome is so that I can retrain my taste buds to get accustomed to new flavors of different food categories. Okay? The next plan or goal will be to do strength training for 3 times a week. My outcome goal is to see my six packs. You can laugh what you want. But that was the motivation, the purpose this second time around on my weight loss journey. So that is important. And then you can now take your action goals into details and take your outcome goals into details. Don't really focus on the outcome. Focus on the actions that you're going to take to see an outcome. Next, you want to be physically active. Like we said, more calories burned, less calories in. So you choose, especially with the advice of your medical doctor, what exercise you can indulge in. Most doctors will tell you in your older years, especially for those of us who are already above 40, strength training or resistance exercise will benefit us more because it uses more muscles of the body, which burn more calories, and you build more muscles, which will help support your skeletal system. It helps us to age better. It reduces our chances for neurodegenerative diseases. After that, you want to eat healthy, mainly consuming more vegetables, more plant-based foods, less processed meats, reduce your alcohol consumption, cut out smoking, kind of get a help for that, cut out substance abuse, and then get enough sleep, like we said. Some people say even going as far as using small plates so that you only dish small amount of food does go a long way to help. I personally, I've not done that. But I know how much I dish onto my plate because I like to put different categories of food on my plate. So I don't use small plate, but for some people they say it works. You reduce stress, which we already mentioned during the lifestyle, your well-being. Seek support of friends, join support groups on social media. For example, there are a lot of exercise groups that I have joined. We celebrate our successes, we share our struggles, we get advice, you get people to motivate you, cheering you on to go ahead. That really helps a lot. If you are not into social media or you don't want to share your problems with people you don't know, join a gym, join a dance club. Here in Ecuador, they have a lot of dance clubs part, get people to motivate you, or get a family member, do it with that best friend that people have been talking about. In summary, it will just be a combination of your diet and your exercise, keeping active. And then if that does not work, like lifestyle medicine has shown us, you will have to take medications. Medications such as tirzepatide, which is sold as Zepbound. It was used to treat diabetes, helps also in weight loss, and then you have medications such as phentermine and topiramate, which suppresses hunger. And you have the popular Ozempic that was made famous by Oprah Winfrey. And if medication does not work, I'm talking for the overweight or obese people, we have bariatric surgery, which is like last bus stop. Last bus stop will be your bariatric surgery where they reduce the size of your stomach to help you control your appetite. On the other hand, another surgery that you can have will be liposuction. It used to be popular. I met one or two persons who did that. Basically, what they do is to suck out all the fat. So to be taking out the fat in your belly, within between your thighs. I don't know. Maybe if I was going to do that, I would be taking it out of these extra tissues here, but that is on the extreme side. So that is all I wanted to mention for weight loss under knowledge. From next month, we will be talking about the financial aspect of weight loss. The financial aspect of weight loss. Literally, the cost. How much does it take to lose weight when you're talking about money? How much money do you need? Because you have to make a budget, right? Thank you if you made it this far. It's a bit lengthier than the first 3 videos, but I'm glad you made it to the end. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. If you know someone who's struggling, send this video to them as a source of encouragement, and I'll see you in the next one.